And I think that's the main point, is that as long as you can learn and you apply yourself, I mean, anybody can do it really. It just takes the time. What the just pull out, Jesus Christ, the see-through. What was I saying? Red knickers, distraction. What's happening, YouTube? It's most certainly a lovely day to be riding. Floor's a bit slippy, so I've got to be careful, but it doesn't stop you from enjoying it. Figured I'd do a short video on counter steering, how it works, when to do it, what it involves. I started from a fairly young age, not on a full-size motorbike, but on a mini motor, a little 50cc dirt bike, and it didn't have gears. It's the equivalent of a moped. I mean, I found out early on that counter steering was one of the best things that I could learn in order to make quick maneuvers. Now, slow speed like this, I can just lean. I don't have to make any changes that particularly quick. For most day to day, you can just lean and the bike will go. I'm not putting any weight on the handlebars right now, and the bike is just following my body as I lean. Now, the principle of counter steering is that whichever way you turn, the bike will do the opposite, and it's quite counterintuitive, and I guess that's why it's called counter steering, because it's the opposite of what you want to do. Your bike has momentum and it's going in a straight line, and to make it turn left quickly, you can't just lean into it. It's not gonna, I mean, you can get it to move, but only as far as you can move your body. And if you steer the direction you want to go at speed, the bike will lean the opposite way. I'll show you in a sec, just after this. Hopefully the lights don't last long. Here we go. So my bike going in a straight line, if I suddenly wanted to turn left and I steer left, as you'll see, the bike actually wants to go right. It leans to the right, okay, because the only point of the bike that's making it go left is the fact that the wheels are on the floor, and those wheels have grip, traction on the tarmac, and the front wheel points left. However, the bottom of the bike will want to go left, the top will still want to continue straight on, and that's what causes the bike to lean. So if I suddenly steer to the left, the bike will tilt over to the right, and unless I act on that, it's going to go over. Well, providing I keep steering, obviously. Say you wanted to quickly lean the bike over to go in a certain direction, and I can get it to do that under its own steam. So right now I'm just leaning around a corner. I'm not really touching the handlebars that much. I'm not putting that much force into it at all. However, if for whatever reason, say one of those vans now came across to my side of the road and I needed to swerve out the way, just gradually leaning like this is not going to do it quick enough for you. I mean, it really is counterintuitive, because you have to steer towards the thing that you want to get away from. If that car now slammed its brakes on and I went to steer around it without leaning, the bike will actually lean into the car like this. And so I want to go the opposite way. I want to go right. For me, if I wanted to get around that car, I actually steer left. The bike will lean over to the right, and then I can carry that momentum over by leaning myself over, and the bike will stay leaned and I can continue to turn that corner. So if I wanted to quickly move over to the left lane, steer right, the bike leans over. easy way to force your bike to lean over and counter steer into that direction, the easiest way to remember is to push in the direction you want to go. Okay, so if I want to go left, I push on the left handlebars, okay? This handlebar, I push on that, the bike will go left. Equally, if I want to go right, I push on the right handlebar and the bike will go right. Okay, push on the right, push on the left. Push on the right, push on the left. And that's how counter steering works. The only way I can explain it is it becomes a habit. You don't think of it once you've built that skill, it just comes to you. You want to quickly do something, you counter steer. Now I've got to take it extra slow around this roundabout because the surface is absolutely terrible and it's usually covered in oil. In fact, let's go down here because I can speak better. You can ride a bike every day and never use counter steering. You don't have to use it. It's just one of those things where it comes really handy, especially at higher speeds. When you're moving around a car park, it really doesn't matter. The bike's upright. The bike isn't, you're not leaning at all. When you're slow speeds, I'd say up to 10 mile an hour, you steer in the direction you want to go and it'll go, it's fine. However, anything over that, say 30 mile an hour, the bike will want to go in the opposite direction that you're steering. Say you're travelling along a motorway at high speed and you want to quickly get over to the other lane. Even at 30 mile an hour this will work. Push on the right handlebar, it will go to the right lane. Push on the left and it will go to the left. Ugh, groggy. Ugh. Tasty. As you learn to ride, as you gain experience and riding becomes less of a cognitive thing for you, so you don't think about it as much, it just happens. Everything's a reflex. Counter steering should be one of those things that just goes into that repertoire of skills. You end up just not thinking about it, it just happens. When you push on the left handlebar, lean with the bike to get it to go. You can help it by leaning with the bike. And then when you want it to come back up again, when you want to lift the bike up, you just raise your body and pull it. You're on the bike, your legs are round the tank. You can use your weight to maneuver the bike. Wow, there's a lot of water. Oh wow. The river's pretty high up. That's usually a field. Last summer I sat on the field with a beer from the pub that we just passed, and now it's complete water. That's it. Marsh, water. Sorted. Off we go. Right.